Hello, everyone. Okay. Hi. Okay. For those watching back, we'll wait a few minutes for people to join us. But for those watching the playback, hello. We are the Bridgerton Watchalong girlies. um, we're really excited. We've already discussed our rewatches for episode 1 and episode 2 in preparation. Not episode. Whoa. Season 1 and season 2 in preparation for discussing the new season. So we're going to be talking about season 3 part 1 today. So the first 4 episodes that are currently out. So let's all go in a circle and quickly introduce ourselves briefly. If you felt okay or disliked this season so far, brief thoughts. And yeah, Christy, why don't you start?
Okay, so I'm Christy. My channel and everything is Christy Reads a Lot, and I love this season. It's my favorite that they've done so far of the 3 seasons. So those are my thoughts.
Okay, I'm Zay, and aka Witty Reads everywhere, channel, social media, and I really enjoyed this season. They did some things that surprised me, but I liked it, and I can't wait to just dive more into it.
I'm Tiffany. I go by Tiff Talks Pages here on BookTube, Neverland Pixie on Instagram. I am living for this season, but there are a lot of subplots, so I have a lot of thoughts.
Hi, my name's Samantha from Books with Samantha pretty much everywhere. And yeah, I agree with Christy. I think this was one of my favorite seasons. Not necessarily because of the romance, but because of the subplots.
Yes. Okay. I'm so happy we're not. Like, I remember last season, we were all like, I love this, I hate this. We were so different. And I feel like this live show, we're all going to be like, yes. I feel like
we're all together.
Yes,
we all enjoyed it.
I do know some people did not love this season, where it's their least favorite season so far. So, and I understand why, but it looks like our tastes are very similar, and something's going on in here.
I love it.
But yes, I'm Ava from Ava's Romance Books, and I think this is leading to be my favorite. We'll see what happens in part 2, because we'll see what happens. But yeah, I have some banners. Tiffany helped me make some banners. I was wondering, would y'all be okay going how do y'all want to start? Y'all want to go episode by episode, talking about our thoughts, or overall first? I also have some other subcategories like book versus show, characters, sub characters. What are y'all thinking?
I'm open.
Yeah. Okay. Do y'all want to start with episode number 1?
Woo!
Episode 1. Out of the Shadows. So, what did y'all think of this one? Because let's just say, first of all, Colin looks nothing like Colin he used to look like.
Okay.
No.
I will say, I'm not
He's
a fan
handsome.
of Botox. I'm not a fan of Botox.
But he gives me the ick. And him in that brown freaking French coat gave me Castiel from Supernatural vibes.
Oh my God.
I couldn't even see it.
I kept thinking of Samantha the entire time, because I was like, why is he doing frat boy?
Yes.
And I kept trying to be like, but no, I didn't see that in the books. And I'm like, I can't even defend it. I cannot defend the hand kissing and the winking and the power.
The wink.
It was so cringe.
I literally put that in my notes. Cringe.
I was like, this is way too much. Colin. But I really, Francesca just made me feel like
stunning.
Oh my God. Are you kidding me? Stunning.
I'm obsessed.
Pretty. I need to know, I need her makeup artist to come out with exactly what she had on her cheeks to make her glow like a princess.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Literally a princess.
The line. All these collabs, we can't get a little Vogue. Get ready with me. I'm waiting for that. I'm waiting for that. Also, the costuming, everybody got a glow up. So I was loving to see that. I loved how, even though this is the 3rd season, it felt so fresh because of Francesca's. It felt so familiar. So we knew she was coming out, but her character was so fresh. She's so different from Daphne, so different from Anthony, so different from Eloise. And I love to see that. And I loved seeing Kate and Anthony.
Oh my God.
It was
amazing. They literally when I saw them, I just squealed. Like I wish I was recording because I was like, "Ah," and I'm like I've never seen them. They just look so happy and like they just look at peace and they have been having a good time on their honeymoon and it was really nice to see them.
Yeah, when they were dancing and they like leaned in for the kiss,
Yeah.
I was like, thank you. This is exactly what we wanted with like Daphne and Simon.
Yes.
So I'm really happy that we got them. And everyone did get a glow up. Like even the sisters, Penelope's sisters.
Yes.
I
What's
was
her name? Philippa?
why
I'm
they look
obsessed.
so gorgeous.
They look absolutely gorgeous. And I felt like just unfeminist because I told my mom, I don't want to see Kate off her back in this season. I want to see all of I want to see lingerie sets. Don't get up from that bed. Okay. I want to see lingerie sets. I want to see an extended honeymoon. I was so just happy to see them both glowing. And I think that the first episode did a good job of setting everything up because everybody seemed to be set. Like I knew what we were getting with Francesca right away. She just kind of like stole every scene. It was a very like quiet and just sweet plot. And I found her to be really interesting. And then, you know, we got Cressida and Eloise, all the moments between Penelope and Eloise, just they were serving face.
Yeah. Well, it reminded us where everybody left off, like with the Eloise and Penelope situation. So it just kind of like brought us into the fold again.
Yeah.
Yes.
It
was really good.
Yeah, the production value was just like the best this season. Like the
I
setting,
agree.
the makeup, the dresses, just all of it was so freaking good.
I'm glad that we're saying that because so many people, because they have a new showrunner. I don't know.
Yes,
if you all
that's exactly what I was
know.
going to say. Yes.
And so some people don't like that. Like they think it's too out there. And I'm like, well, Bridgerton has always been kind of like a fantasy. Obviously, it's not historically accurate. And I actually like that they just went there. I do agree they went a little bit modern with the makeup and I like it. I don't know. It's just, it's fun. They really went there like with some of the Queen's outfits specifically. I love it all. So I'm glad that we all really enjoy that.
She had that last wig carousel in her face.
In the last episode, I was like, I need that whole moment. Like, just stay on that.
And like,
I like light
Cressida, but like her hair was giving 1990s like black hair. Right? She was giving Booyah hair, which is from like Black American Princesses. It's like one of my favorite movies with Halle Berry. I mean, she was dressed down. I just absolutely love that. I think I've seen a lot of commentary about the look of the show, and I can understand what they're saying about the cinematography. The lenses that are used, it looks just a little bit more like TV than cinematic. I can understand that, but the set designs, okay, the costuming, hair and makeup, please, you cannot take the show's flowers. Like that is just intact. I mean, I love it. And I was so excited to have the first episode be so strong because we're only getting 8. I think that was my big thing before even going in. I'm like, wow, we're really only getting 8 episodes. And that's just for shows across the board. And I have to get used to it. You know, I want the fandom to just push so we can get them to give us 10. I want 10 episodes. I want 10 episodes. But
we need more episodes.
Yeah, for sure. It's too short. And I don't like that they split it up in half either.
Can we talk about it? Because, you know, I was going to ask everyone, what would you prefer? Because I was talking about this with my mother, and I don't know if it was the second or third season of The Handmaid's Tale, where there was like one year where they released like 3 episodes. And then, mind you, I think they had more than 8. I think it was 10. But after the 3 episode drop, they just released an episode every week. I would have preferred a weekly drop to just bar any spoilers than them splitting it up in half like this. Release it all or do it weekly. That way it benefits me as a viewer. And Netflix, I know you have to do your thing, but I didn't like the split up because we don't have enough episodes for that. It's not like we have 22 episode seasons anymore or even 13 episode season. Fine. You want to drop 3 and then do it after that. It's just not enough episodes. So I was wondering how everybody felt about that. Like going forward, like what people would prefer. Like split up every week. I don't know.
I thought they had to be all at once for sure.
Yeah. I mean, I'm so tired of Netflix doing this, and they keep doing this with like all their shows. They've done it with Sex Ed, Stranger Things. Like they just keep doing it, and it's really annoying. We need either more episodes. Like I want 20 episodes, and then they can split it 10 and 10, and because a lot of people, and we can get into it, but are complaining that we just didn't get enough of Pollen, and I do agree. We just don't have enough time for all these storylines with the limited amount of episodes. So either just dropping it weekly or leaving it alone and keeping it as binging, like, and streaming like it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think like 10 or 12 episodes, I feel like would be the perfect amount for what they've done with some of the previous seasons for this show, I feel like. And like, yeah, either split it in half or do like the weekly thing, I guess. I don't know. But then like, I know they're trying to split it to like keep their subscriptions or like memberships, you know, for Netflix. So people don't buy it and bounce out in the month. But like, I don't know. Like, it feels weird because they haven't done that with the other seasons. So, like, if we were already used to it, we would know. But now it's like you're dropping this in the third season on us. Like, we don't want this now, you know?
And we already waited so long.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay. That's a good point. We've already waited years. Don't do this to me now. I'm hooked. So I'm hoping, because I would like 13. They're not going to increase the budget for that. But I'm thinking, like, if we could just get 10 and just give it to us weekly.
Yes.
Get your subscriptions, you know what I'm saying? And I will say, with the 8 episodes and this being an ensemble show, I know that we're going to continue to get a lot of subplots. And so I kind of vacillate between, like, I love kind of theorizing what they're plotting for coming down the line, because that's literally what they've been forced to do, the creators of the show. But at the same time, you know, I do want our couple center stage. So I was curious to see like which subplots everyone's favoring and which ones, you know, are less favorable.
I have a banner for that. Give me a
Ooh.
Reading her minds.
He's ready.
Well, I have side characters. Okay. Well, Tiffany helped me make this list. So she's like the queen of all the banners.
I love it.
I will say, I was talking to Zay about this because we basically just said like, okay, what do you think? We were like holding off our like opinions today because Zay and I talk like literally every day. We made sure not to really talk about this. But one of the things I did mention is a lot of the time in some of my favorite like historical romance series, you will have a lot of side characters, a lot of family members, a lot of meddlesome family members as side characters, like making a presence in the book. Like it's like when you watch a Disney movie and like you have like the side plot of like the furry little animals doing something. You know what I mean? It's like the side plot that you need in the story. And I feel like I love those. I love when historical romances have other side plots going on than just the main couple. Yes, I need that main couple to be forefront, center force, because it's a romance, obviously. But like, I don't feel like historical romances, I don't love them as much if there aren't those side plots or side glimpses into a future romance story, you know what I mean, with other characters. So I personally loved the side plots and characters, especially the Featheringtons.
The best.
They brought so much humor to the show. Like that whole, like her trying to teach them about how to get pregnant was hilarious. Like we needed that kind of comedic element in the show. I thought it was so fun.
Yes.
It was too good. They're so unserious. And I love how they're in, like their husbands are obsessed with them. I absolutely adore that. And it's absolutely hilarious. Like Prudence could not. Like she can do that. And like Finch, I'm such a fangirl of Finch.
I love Finch.
He's like the best, like brother-in-law. Yes, like he's everything. He's so unbothered and jovial. I love it. I love them. I thought it was perfect. I saw
a theory on TikTok that a reason why like Mr. Finch maybe didn't know anything or whatever. Well, number one is because he didn't go to any like brothels or anything like that, which I already loved the man for that. But then also the reason why he didn't do anything with her was like he was waiting for her consent to do anything else. That's like two of the theories that I saw.
That's sweet.
They just seem like two little like goofballs, like figuring it all out together. Like they're so sweet and innocent.
And it's hilarious that it's Prudence and her husband are the reason for the freaking hot air balloon. I died. I was like, no, of course it's them.
Yeah.
It's them. That was hilarious.
Absolutely. Oh, that was so good.
I was like, this is top tier. And then I didn't even know that about Finch, because when you look at like once they figure out what to do, okay, of course them together, like their scene is a lot more passionate, where Prudence is like very mechanical, and I'm like, this is cool. Like I'm like, this is just like they're too much. I love it. That was hilarious.
So dumb. I really like all of the, you know, I don't mind all the side plots. I know a lot of people are very angry and very opinionated about it. I think I just don't understand what they're doing with Benedict's character. I mean, like, what are you doing?
What the hell with Benedict? Like every freaking season, he has someone new he's sleeping with. They could have just kept him with Madame Delacroix for like an extra season and been done with that.
This is the thing. Yeah. I don't know if they're trying to introduce Sophie through Lily Arnold, because if they're not, then I feel like, why are we doing this?
Exactly.
I don't know if they're trying to introduce her through the Mondridge plot, because if they're not, I don't know why they're doing this. And then I've heard theories that they might be trying to introduce her through Cressida's plot, because Lady Cowper's first name is the same first name as Sophie's stepmother's name in the books. It could just be
I didn't even notice that. Whoa.
But like us being endeared towards Cressida, I've seen the rumors going around that Eloise and Cressida could be placed together in the future instead of it being.
I saw people saying that too.
Yeah, but there's also a rumor that Sophie can be introduced through the Cowper family, because her Cressida's father might pass, and then that's how that's going to be brought in. So I don't know what they're doing with that, but I think we can all agree that it feels like they're just giving Benedict something to do when I want to see him. Like
they don't know what to do with him at all.
I don't
No, they don't. I mean, like we don't even get to see him doing his painting. Like we don't get to see any of that this season. So that's like, and then the Modric. What's that? Modric?
Mondridge.
Sounds like ostrich.
I like them. I know. Okay, that's a good way to remember it. I like them.
Me too.
But like,
what was the point?
What are you doing with them?
I liked their story, like, because apparently they're based on like a real family, like who inherited like this title and all this stuff, like in actual history, like the Kent family. So I enjoyed that part, and I like that we're seeing, because we always read about it in historical romances, like the ninth in line, or like somebody way out in the like countryside earns this like title and estates, and like they have to figure out like society and the ton and all that. So I kind of like seeing their moments, because it seems very like historical based, you know what I mean?
It does.
No, I agree. And because Regency is such a short period of time, it's only like 9 years, and after Regency, that was like peak nobility, but after that, that's when nobility started to die off, and that's when the Americans came over, and more people started inheriting titles that weren't technically noble. So I feel like it is historically accurate, and I like them a lot. I feel like they bring them too. A little twist.
Yeah. And like we don't get too much of them, like it's just a little bit. Like his whole club thing, I feel like that needs to go already, because they're kind of like hinting at that. Or either like, I don't know, own it and like hire somebody to work for you, like I don't know, like run the daily business. Like, but yeah, they're interesting enough. Like hopefully we don't spend too much time on them, because otherwise I could feel like it could get a little stagnant. But for what we've gotten, I feel like it's good enough, and I like seeing their lives like change overnight, because of everything. That's fun.
And I know it's an unpopular opinion, but because I don't care about Colin so much, I loved the side plots. Like I wanted more Cressida, I wanted more of the boxer, and I wanted more of Lady Danbury's brother. Oh my god.
Okay, I'm so curious about him. Like, is he gonna be good, or why does Lady Danbury hate him? Like something's going on there. So I'm like,
wasn't in Lady Charlotte. Queen Charlotte. He wasn't in Queen Charlotte.
It sounds like he's a rake, because she keeps talking about his britches. Yeah. He keeps talking about things life has been, a little lackluster because there haven't been any ladies. Yeah. Like I'm watching the dialogue. So there's just something that I don't know if it's because he reminds her of her younger self, or if something happened.
That's what I'm wondering. Yeah.
I've seen a theory
with his first wife. Like maybe she was a friend of Lady Danbury's, and there was like a scandal. I don't know.
I saw a theory. What was the theory? It was just that someone said that she was trying to get away from her first husband, or like she didn't want to be with him or something, and he didn't help her. Like he gave her up or something. I read that theory, because she is she can't stand him, and she's even like gave us that warning that someone was coming that was not a wanted visitor.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I will say he has so much charm. Like when he picked up the glove, that one scene was like double the charm that Colin had the whole season.
Okay. And the way he just kind of snuck on by there while she was standing by the dance floor, I was like, he swooped in all slick. He did. Talking about his second chapter. I was like, this man, okay, this is like butter. How do we feel about Lord Debling?
I like him.
I would pick Lord Debling. I would.
No, I wouldn't pick him, but I like him
For
because
myself.
he doesn't want love,
Yeah.
but he
For
would leave
myself.
you on your
that's
own.
true.
Yeah,
That's
no, he
true.
doesn't want love. He's
I
like, I'm
feel
gonna
like
be
he
away for
him
3
and Cressida
years.
should be together. I
Me
mean,
too.
he would be
too.
out of Cressida's face. Okay,
Yeah.
she could be lady of the manor. She could join Lady Danbury's gambling hell, like all the other women that love that their husbands are out of their faces. I feel like that's a better match
Yeah.
for Cressida.
And she gets out from
Me
under her
too.
family. That's what I think is going to happen.
Because
Yeah,
they
me
kind of
too.
had a moment. I mean, she was really the one filled with hot air that day, in my opinion.
Mhm.
But they did have like a genuine moment when he was talking about like his family. And
Yeah.
so I was like, this is a lot more fitting, and it worked. So
because
I
she like
agree.
came off a little bit too try hard, like that whole her and Penelope like kind of faking it to appease him or whatever. But like I feel
Yeah.
like she could realize like I could just be honest with the guy, you know, and just talk to him.
like she
Yes.
did on the dance floor when she cut in. She gave him the tea.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, Cressida. This is my thing with Cressida. I am open to being endeared by her, but because I'm irrationally have favor towards Penelope, I don't care if it's in the books, in the show. I'm a Penelope stan. I just see myself and I want to see her win in all forms and iterations. So what gets me with the time spent on Cressida, although I could see myself standing for her later, is that it's Penelope's season. She's her longtime standing bully. And I don't like her getting any spotlight when it's Penelope's time to shine. When I know she's probably going to be taking it in the second part. And I'm like, girl, sit down somewhere. So I'm interested in seeing what happens in the future if it at all plays out like the book does. Like if the queen doing what Lady Danbury did at the first like ball, like what are the consequences for you lying and taking ownership of Lady Whistledown and you are not it? What I mean, how is she going to get out of that? That's crazy to me. So I have questions, but yeah, that's my only thing with Cressida. I mean, and it's hard for me to be angry when she's sitting there just immaculate from hair to toe. And when she was reading Eloise for filth, because I was like, I mean, where's the lie? Where is the lie? Because she got her together.
She did.
Have you read Romancing Mr. Bridgerton?
No. No.
Oh, so in the book, Cressida pretends to be Lady Whistledown. Lady Danbury like offers to like pay to like someone to come forward or to find her, and then Cressida comes forward, and then you find out it's Penelope. But I don't know if they're going to do that though.
I think they will.
I know they're
It
doing the
kinda looks
competition
like
thing, but it doesn't show Cressida's just like, I'm going to earn that money however I can, like to out Lady Whistledown and figure out who she is.
But it would make sense for Cressida to want to win the money so then she could be out of her father and her mother's control.
That is true.
Yeah, I get it.
See,
I think it's going to happen.
In the show, I should say. I'm a fan of seeing not this like one note mean girl with nothing else going on.
I agree.
I would have her in the book. So I really like her reasonings of the way she is and like all of that. I feel like they're going to keep her in the show kind of long term in the background. So like I'm liking what we got from her so far. Now I don't know if she's going to stay nice and grow, but like we'll see.
Yeah, I feel like they really made a mistake by like ruining the female friendships in season 1 and season 2.
Yeah.
With, like Kate and Edwina and Penelope and Eloise, that I feel like this is a good moment to like show the nuance of like a female friendship.
Yeah.
I agree with that. I will say though, I've been hard on Eloise for the first couple of seasons. She's just not been my favorite. But I am really liking her this season. I'm seeing some growth. And I think that having her, as much as I don't want these, them to continue doing this to our Bridgerton ladies, I do like that Penelope and Eloise get to have time alone. Like, because Penelope wants to get married. And I think Eloise even makes a comment like she was kind of surprised that Penelope wanted that. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, we all know that Penelope is a lover girl, okay? She's like, she wants to get married. I really think that this is good for them. And then Eloise gets to kind of wake up a little bit about, you're a Bridgerton. You don't, you kind of don't understand. Cressida's an only child. She had a lot of pressure put onto her. I think that Eloise needs both of those things. Like, she needs to understand these things. And we need to see it for her growth if they're going to go with this story, her book plot. People are pairing her and Cressida together, which I don't see. I don't see any romantic.
Maybe that's just wishful thinking when it comes to sapphic romance. I saw it. The thing is that someone said that Julia Quinn had a stipulation that the couples have to stay together, but then Julia Quinn said that wasn't a stipulation. She went ahead and said it wasn't. So if they were to change anyone's like heroine or hero, I feel like it would either be Eloise or Benedict.
Can I tell you?
They get rid of Sophie though, I'm a riot. I'm fine with ditching Philip. I don't like Philip, but like, if they don't have Sophie, I'm going to riot.
Oh, they will.
I think they're gonna have Sophie.
It's just for fans of Francesca. This is just I don't know. You know, they haven't even written her stuff yet. But I just hear on the streets, people are saying that, you know how, you know, Francesca is up with Michael. Well, apparently John may or may not have a sister named Mikola. And that might be, you know, the whole Cressida and Eloise might be a misdirection. Okay. And that it might be Francesca with a Mikola. I'm just saying. That's what I was
wow.
seeing like what people will feel about that. And I can see it with Eloise and Cressida, because Eloise is running after Penn like some of my girlfriends have been making excuses for their men in my life. So like the way that she's like, Penn, I'm so sorry. I'm like, girl, this looks familiar. Like some of my homegirls make excuses for their men.
Interesting.
Wow, I just didn't see it before now.
Because when they're together, Cressida is the first person to kind of like, she cuts her off. She kind of interjects. She can speak to Eloise. Eloise meant well, but she never really listened to Penn when she tried to petition things to her. Eloise knows, like that beautiful sunflower scene between them. I love that moment. And she says to her, like, you've been keeping this from me. You like all of this. So she knows that Penelope is a lover girl, but she things never really landed for her, but things are landing for her through Cressida. And like, I can kind of see it. And I could see like Cressida being with Lord Debling, you know, Eloise being with Philip. He's going to be, you know, distracted by those plants. And, you know, they can have a quiet thing. We've already seen an example of it when when Benedict met, you know, he's already met a couple that's doing that. So they can be doing that. But I don't know if it's a misdirection for what I've heard about, you know, Francesca. I don't know.
Interesting.
It's interesting.
I think what the show has shown that they will go off of the original plot, even though the actual romance between Penn and Colin was pretty spot on. They had the scene where he cut his hand. They had the carriage scene. Yeah.
That's what I've heard. It's been pretty spot on with the book, but they're just not really. If that's what they're doing with Eloise's story, I don't see it right now. Like I don't see. I just don't see it right now. So when people said Cressida, I was like. And I was trying to pay more attention on my second rewatch. I still didn't, I don't know. But now you guys are kind of convincing me. Maybe I need to just pay attention to them a little bit more. I'm here for it.
It's just like wishful thinking, but that's what people are saying like on social media. And
I'm here for it though. I'm here.
Yes.
Cressida and Lord Debling move away, and Cressida and Eloise begin exchanging letters.
Ooh.
Expires a little sooner than expected, and Eloise goes to see Cressida.
And I see what you mean, Zay. Like, I have to, like, I got a vibe. I always just think it's just me because I'm doing that all the time. So, like, I'm just always looking. I'm like, this is queer vibes. Everything, I know everything's not queer vibes, but I'm doing that already. So, so I was just trying to have a check in with myself and, like, see if I was really seeing that. But because there was so much buzz around it, now I'm trying to think how it could work in the show instead of just watching the show and not hearing all the buzz. So I can see like
the scene that made me really feel it is okay. So before Cressida goes to dance with Lord Debling and tells him about Colin and Penelope, or tells him about Colin and Penelope, Cressida and Eloise are sitting next to each other. They're talking. Eloise is like fully leaning in closer and closer and closer. And then when Cressida goes to say, "Oh, I'm going to go dance with Lord Debling," she's upset. She's like, "What? Where are you going? I thought we were having a good time." So that was the only scene where I was like, "Oh, maybe, possibly."
Well, and like the collar scene when they're like waiting, and then Eloise comes up. I was like, "Eloise, you know what time it is, and you just came." On my second rewatch, I wrote that down. I was like, "She just came."
Right. And I'm like, what happened what kind of gesture of kindness happened in the countryside? Because for Cressida to not drop the tea to the ladies at the ball when she had it for Eloise, that was like a big growth moment. I'm like, what is going on here between them? One thing I really was missing though between Colin and Penelope, because that could be like a flashback scene that we could get in the future if that does happen between Cressida and Eloise. I really felt like I was waiting and I was fully primed for a flashback between Colin and Penelope, and we didn't get it. This is the first season where we didn't get any flashbacks, so I thought that was interesting. Although this is the first couple where we've known them throughout the seasons, but I was expecting to get some flashbacks. I did like the callback to the books as they were like walking through the market and he recalls how they first met. I thought that was such a sweet moment. I love that scene, and it's him who remembers, but I did want some kind of flashbacks. And I do want to walk away from the second part, at least at some point, before we get a lot of hanky-pankying. I want some conversation, and I want to feel like Colin at least knows who the heck he is, because up until this point, there's been a lot of performance, there's been a lot of posturing, and you know, Penelope's always seen him and always spoken life into him and always like, you know, been able to show him who he is. I want to feel like he knows who he is, and if he's been able to do that because of Penelope, great, but I want a clearer picture of like what's behind the veil. I don't want to be like told that he's friendly and he's charming and he's like altruistic and empathetic, which I loved Violet's monologue to him. I love when she speaks to him. But I want to feel like Colin knows who he now is, or something like that, before things get like really heated between them, because I don't feel like I've gotten that part, and the flashbacks have always done a really good job of making me feel for, you know, our main character, or like one of our counterparts within our couple. And so I feel like I was waiting for that. I hope we still get something like that, and you know, that's like the one thing I did kind of miss.
I agree. Like, Colin is like a little Nepo baby, okay? Like, he's a third son. He can do whatever the heck he wants. I wanted him to struggle more with Lord Debling. Like, I wanted Lord Debling to be a more romantic contender so that Colin was a little more jealous, but it was fine.
Yeah, we didn't lean into the whole, like, him kind of teaching her and flirting thing. Like, it kind of went over. It was done really fast, I should say. But, like, as far as the flashbacks, like, all the other books we have flashback moments, so they'd have to write a new moment for them to flashback to. And like, I guess we get a little one in the book at the beginning, but it's just teenage Pen seeing him for the first time and having like a crush on him the first time she met him. But like, yeah, otherwise they'd have to work something new for them, because he doesn't have any like trauma or like anything that we know of in his past, you know? So I was surprised though that they did give him like the whole his writing thing going on, because I wasn't sure if they were going to carry that plot over from the book of like how him becoming a writer and her finding his journals and stuff.
And is he just writing erotica? Am I the only one who got that? I'm like, I mean, I thought we were taking the back roads in Scotland. We're taking the brothels abroad as well. And how did you have time to get all these gifts? But like, I felt like he wasn't even coming up for air. I'm like, the Contessa, the erotica. I mean,
because the book, his like travel, it was his travels of like, you know, I was in Greece doing this, and like I saw this marketplace, and I was like, I was in this bedroom with this lady.
Out with Sir Philip about. I mean, this was like, you know, an inner journey, even in the shows. I was surprised that it was the erotica, and I feel like where Kate and Anthony like have the hands, Colin and Penelope have just these like breaths. And like these corsets. Like, how is I get
well, them like falling on their beds, like she did it a couple different scenes and he did it as well, just like that overwhelming, like they just fall. The dramaticness of it. Like they're so overwhelmed.
It gave me like a 2000s rom-com when they're like looking out the window and like,
oh my god, this season definitely gave me rom-com vibes.
Kermit with the Lipton tea. It's very like window. Oh my god, that's so true.
Well, I just wanted Colin to stop looking like the way he was looking. Like his stares, I'm like, can you stop?
With that actor, like he's not it for me.
His eyebrows just look so mischievous and like a fuckboy that I'm like,
like they put too much Botox in his forehead. Like there's
like,
no
he looks like he's been like AI photoshopped.
Yeah, it's too much, and I'm like, can you like stop looking at her? Like, can you like do something? Like,
go over there. One of my favorite scenes. I didn't think I lived for when they're standing under the tree and she has to like set a boundary. I mean, as much as I hated that they cut the teach me like so short, I loved when it was like, oh, like, you know, obviously we can't do this anymore. I freaking love that scene. I loved it so much because I was like, this is the first time that he's not going to be able to be like, oh, hey, Pen, like, no, you can't come calling late at night without a chaperone, coming to the garden, pulling me into private rooms. Let me. I tend to do that when I'm talking about Penelope. Excuse me. Pulling Penelope.
I also love how that very hot dream sequence was not Penelope's.
Yeah. After they kissed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, can we talk about the kiss?
Let's talk about the kiss.
I love that she asked for it, just like in the book. Like, I was wondering if they were going to do that, and I loved that moment. Outside, like, oh.
So far, it is pretty much like the book, right? Like the major
romance, yeah.
Yeah, their moments.
So sad.
Minus the whole like flirting, like teaching her how to flirt and stuff. That's not in it.
Yeah,
very interesting. You can't keep up with them. We don't know what they're gonna do.
Yeah, they switched around a lot. But what I do like, one redeeming thing about Colin is that, you know, most brothers, if their sister were to have a falling out with their best friend, they would just side with the sister. And it's like, okay, well, you were my sister's friend, so obviously I'm gonna side with my sister. But I liked that Colin was like, well, that sucks for you. I'm still friends with her. And like, unless you tell me exactly what she did that was so terrible, she doesn't deserve to be like ostracized from the entire family.
And
I loved
That's
that.
true.
I did too. Because Eloise was kind of acting like, you know, she was acting like wifey in the carriage. Why was Penelope at our home?
Yeah.
I'm like, girl, let's chill. Yeah.
Well, you know what? I'm going to defend Eloise a little bit here.
Okay.
I actually like that they don't have them like rah-rah at each other. They really do care about each other. And so you do see Eloise, like she's, you know, when Cressida is being Cressida, she's like runs after Penelope. Like you see a little bit of that. So like she has these trust issues, right? With Penelope, she feels so betrayed by her. But like you can tell how much she does care for her. So there's a balance that I'm surprised that we're seeing from Eloise, because I really wasn't expecting that from her, to be honest with you.
That reminds me, I put that in my note. This season had me crying in the scene that Eloise and Pen, when Eloise comes to the house and Pen is like, I have a new book you might be interested in. I started crying because I was like, a friend breakup is so much harder than like a romantic one. I was like, oh my God.
It's so much worse. And like the second time rewatching it, I noticed when from the first like garden party, when Cressida starts coming to be Cressida and like Eloise steps in and she goes, oh, Cressida, let's get lemonade. Like he saves her. And even after, like, I was like, you know, Eloise, you shouldn't even have shared this secret at all. Even if Cressida had spilled it, it's still on Eloise. She went over to that house to show a gesture to atone for that and still wanted to look her in the eye and wish her well. Like, I'm like, this is like growth. She helps secret. You know, so I really like the nuance, but I mean, I kept saying like they're working for these checks. Those scenes between them showed such nuance and maturity. It was really refreshing to see. And I really enjoyed Eloise this season so far. I'm so interested in seeing how she's going to react to this engagement and how long she's going to keep her mouth shut if the show goes along with Cressida taking ownership over Lady Whistledown, because we know Eloise knows it ain't her. So if Cressida's bold enough, which I think she will be, I mean, it's high drama. Why? Like, if she's bold enough to go stand before the queen, which would show how desperate she is, because I wouldn't wish that on anybody. Her father setting her up with one of his old friends. Like, I think she will be bold enough to stand before the queen and lie. And the queen's going to know that it's not her. Like, I'm wondering how long Eloise is going to keep her mouth shut. Or if the show's going to allow Penelope an opportunity to tell Colin herself, or if they're going to do that like the books and he's going to catch her.
Yeah,
well, in that little...
No, go ahead. Go ahead, Christy.
Oh, are you sure?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I was going to say, well, in that little teaser thing for part 2, they show like that Eloise gives Colin an ultimatum and is like, or I mean, Penelope gives her an ultimatum and is like, you need to tell him by midnight tonight or I'm doing it for you.
Oh, yes.
Okay, Cinderella.
What?
Did you not watch it?
Yes.
I didn't watch it.
I watched it one time.
The end of episode 4.
I haven't watched it yet because I watched it like the 16th at 5 a.m. And I was like, let me not watch it again because I didn't want it to inform anything that I had to say about.
True. Yeah.
I'm gonna rewatch it and I might do.
Wait, there was an extra scene at the end of season 4 because
there's
last
a
I watched
so after the credits
It
of episode
automatically
4,
plays.
the next episode plays, but it's not an episode. It's the trailer for part 2.
Oh, no. Colin was like, Penelope Featherington, will you marry me? And then I was like, okay, goodbye.
Yeah, it shows the queen setting up like the bet thing, like how Lady Danbury did it in the book, like a bet to find out who Lady Whistledown is, and Cressida being like, I'm gonna figure this out no matter what for the money, and Eloise, or like it shows Hyacinth being like super excited that they're engaged and getting married, and then it shows Eloise confronting Penelope a few times. The first time she's like, why haven't you told him yet? Like, he needs to know. And then another time they meet again, and she's like, if you don't tell him by midnight, I'm telling him. And it's like, gets super dramatic. It shows a clock. It shows a ball. It shows Penelope passing out like on the dance floor.
A masquerade ball?
Yeah, and like Colin catches her.
Yes, a masquerade.
Oh, yes.
Wait, is there actually going to be a masquerade ball?
Yes. That the Bridgertons are hosting.
Yeah, the Bridgertons are hosting.
I don't know.
Well, we don't know. I don't know, guys.
That's where Benedict.
I don't know if they're gonna.
I was totally joking when I said masquerade ball. I haven't seen the trailer.
No, they're literally. I think they're teasing us because I don't know if we're meeting Sophie.
Yeah, I'm convinced.
I've heard rumblings about like the Lady Tilly Arnold plot, so I'm like, I don't know how they're like gonna put her in. But getting a masquerade, we're getting a masquerade ball. The midnight thing, I need to rewatch it. I've watched it once, and I feel like enough time has passed for me to be able to do like a safe trailer reaction to that.
Yeah, she does say that. Yeah, you're right, Christy. I forgot that she said that.
I just watched it like last night / this morning on my rewatch.
I stopped
What's different about the book and the show though is that Colin doesn't hate Lady Whistledown in the book. Like he hates her. He was like, I want to destroy her.
Talk about it.
And he keeps talking about Marina. I'm like, let Marina go.
Marina in your mouth anymore. Because I was a little triggered again. Because I'm like, okay, I was trying to just react to episode 1 when I was rewatching, but I'm like, look, listen, I let's not talk about Marina anymore. Okay, I understand. But
like she told you, basically, she was like, Colin,
that ship has
let
sailed.
it go. Yeah, let it go. No, and he's still talking about her. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't know how you guys feel, but I'm trying to guess who the next season's going to be. And you know, in the first season, we had a lot of Anthony, so I wasn't surprised about Anthony. In the second season, we had a lot of Penelope, not so much Colin. I think we all thought that. But like maybe at the very end, we'll meet Sophie. But there's so much about Francesca that there's a lot of Francesca.
Yeah, that's gonna be. I already know. Like she's not gonna be next season because there is a significant amount of time where she is married to John before Michael comes into play.
And she doesn't have to be though in the show.
Yeah, that's
or they could do
like a
flash
time
forward.
Though her grief wouldn't play out as hard as it does if she wasn't like fully in love with him, like deeply, and has had that relationship for so long with. I don't know. And then also Michael is supposed to be pining for her for years, so I don't know. And then I also saw this theory on TikTok. TikTok's coming all the theories that if you pay attention closely to the Pall Mall scene in season 2, like the older siblings are playing and they hit balls through a wicket, like specific scenes through a wicket, and they think whichever wicket they hit their ball through is their season. So like Colin hit it through wicket number 3.
Oh my god!
Benedict hit it through wicket number 4.
I think next is Eloise though. Because if you look at the interviews, she's like a freaking gem in all of these interviews.
Yeah, she is. She's hilarious.
And she's getting so much attention time in the interviews. I just feel like it's her. I feel like we're getting Benedict on the same season.
Eloise and Benedict?
Oh, they better not. I think you might be right. And they better not.
I'm going to be mad. I want it to be Benedict, Eloise, and Francesca. Because I just don't think we're ready for Eloise yet. Like, I haven't seen enough character development. I just don't know where they're going to go.
I don't think we're ready for Benedict or Eloise, like so far of what we've seen in these first 4 episodes at least.
I agree.
What comes next, we'll see. But like, and I know they also like, I think Julia Quinn said that she already knows who the next season's going to be. She just can't say. But I was going to say,
stop. I'm going to start studying.
But like, also they the showrunners before like knew that people loved Penelope and Colin, so they pushed their season sooner. And I know people are loving like Francesca, but like if they already know, then I guess maybe they're not gonna like listen to, you know, the feedback. But like if they did listen to feedback, I feel like they'd jump to Francesca's story and kind of set up Eloise and Benedict in there, because like so far we don't have like growth for them to be in relationships. I feel like,
and whoever is next, they know already.
Yeah.
It's already been, it's plotted, which makes me sad, because if we want 10 episodes, I don't think we're gonna get that until like season 5. I mean, that's how money works. That's how
I just don't understand. Like, it's their most popular show. Like, give us more episodes.
But like seeing episode 1, I like immediately was like telling my husband, I was like, the amount, like I see why other historical romances say they can't be made because of the budget. Like the budget for episode 1 alone, like those floral arrangements, all the balls, the costumes, the makeup, like they are spending a lot of dollars.
Yeah, they are.
I thought that with the freaking the hot air balloon scene. I was like,
Me
they
too.
were not playing around with this budget.
Okay. And I mean, when I saw the Queen's wig and then that shot of like
oh my God.
the performance, I'm like,
that was insane.
Which I know Julia Quinn said that like Shonda Rhimes is writing the paychecks, and she said 8 seasons and we're getting 8 seasons.
Oh,
she's like, she has the money, she's paying for it.
That's so funny.
Well, give us 10 episodes, Shonda. What do we have to do? Like, I want more episodes. I mean,
what are y'all's
what
are y'all's hopefuls for part 2? What do y'all think?
Eloise and Penelope need to amend their friendship, get back on a right path. I feel like maybe once everything's revealed about Lady Whistledown, and like they can finally start mending that friendship, because I feel like we need it.
Yes, Rachel. Yes.
Like, yeah.
I would like to see some, like another, if not fully back, like a big step forward. I would like to, this is what I'm going to tell you. I know we're not going to get, but I would like to see it. I would like Penelope to be the one to tell Colin that she is Lady Whistledown.
Yes.
Because the show's high drama, they're going to give her an opportunity to do it. Yeah. And she's not going to take it for whatever reason or to be interrupted. Like, I want her to have, like she didn't in the books, to have some sort of like agency to like tell him. I want it to come from her. I don't want him stumbling across her like some twisty and have some reason to be like upset and everything. I don't want her to be villainized. I'm tired. She's had enough of it. I feel like I even piled onto her in the promo, you know, Mr. Bridgerton scene. And when I saw all of those, everything that led up to her saying goodnight, Mr. Bridgerton, I felt so bad, because I'm like, of course, like give her this moment to just like have something. She should be upset in this moment. So I would really like her to be the one to like say that she's Lady Whistledown. I don't want her to get caught. I think that she's going to get caught though. And that's like my big thing. I mean, I can't wait to see the mirror scene. I'm not gonna lie.
That's what I was gonna say. The mirror scene.
I want to feel like I know who the heck. I don't want to walk away feeling like, you know what, Pen, if that's your man, that's what you want. You know, I want to feel like that at the end of the season. Yeah. So I need something from Colin. I want to feel like Colin knows who he is in some way. I want to like, you know, I want to be really like you, like I want to feel it. So I need some more like conversations, since we didn't get them through the Teach Me. I need something there that's more between them. And I want to feel it. And I want to see him like, I want to see him praise her. I want some of that, something, do it somehow, some way, you know? And I mean, I'd love to see Violet get it too. It would be lovely to see Violet have some fun on the show. Since they introduced that, I don't want that plot line to just die out. Like, why introduce it if we're not gonna go through, like, charge forth and deliver on that? That would be fun.
I think Finding's writing
kind of really good thing. He follows her and finds out she's Lady Whistledown in the show or in the book.
I don't know.
I better not.
I was also wondering too, like, since they put Colin and Pen's story like so early in the series or whatever, that like, because we know in the book, like, she's revealed as Lady Whistledown, and Lady Whistledown isn't really a thing in the other books, like after her book. And so like, but Lady Whistledown makes the show. You know what I mean? Like, she makes a lot of the show. So I'm wondering, maybe they like team up and like both start riding as Lady Whistledown or something. I don't know.
I think he's still gonna be Lady Whistledown. Like, I'm hopeful that they'll just let her.
Like keeping the writer of the show, kind of with her, like what's happening in the Ton.
Yeah, I think so, and I think probably Penelope will still keep it. I mean, it seems like Bridgerton is pretty feminist when it comes to those things. So Penelope having to give that up just because she's married, not going with the show so far.
I would like her to team up with the Queen. This whole like that just seems like a PR nightmare. Like Colin writing in the voice, like we don't need, sir. You don't co-opt space. We don't need you co-opting this space. She's had this business for a while now without you. You know, right here, erotica. She's gonna be over here. I would like her to maybe that would be cute if she teamed up with the Queen. I think the Queen would snag, and the Queen would be like, like it's because she's a worthy opponent to her. Cressida is not, so the Queen would spot that, and I think I don't know if she's gonna be angry. She'll probably be like tickled by it and entertained because she's been bored all season. The Queen, so like it would be. You're right. I don't know what the show would be without having like Julie Andrews and so it'd be cool to see her kind of maybe team up with the Queen, like work with her, and Penn maybe like, how do you draw the line with the Queen? She's gonna have to maybe that would be interesting. I would love to see that.
I'm gonna be annoyed with this whole I'm gonna be annoyed with that plotline, by the way. Like, just tell him, and then I'm gonna be so annoyed with it.
She's not gonna tell him. He's gonna walk up on her, and it's gonna be doing the man thing, and I'm gonna be like, sit down somewhere before I. And if she's like, brothel, I don't want to see another brothel scene.
Oh my god, same.
Yeah, we're done. We're done with those.
I'm glad the ladies are getting paid, but please. Like no more brothels. So if he goes back to the brothel, if he catches her and goes back to the brothel after that, I'm sorry.
No, I don't think he'll do that. If that happens, there better be another carriage scene because he needs to make it up for her for being dramatic. Can we talk about the carriage scene?
I was about to ask what y'all's favorite scenes were. I just want to say probably my two. After watching all the TikToks and stuff, probably my favorite micro scene from the carriage scene is him pulling up her dress with those fingers.
You know what? My favorite shot is him running.
Oh, to get in the carriage. Yeah.
Put in work. I need you to run. It. I loved that. And then I did I'm like, finally, can we please acknowledge that this has been out here the whole time? Because I was just
out his whole hand. He didn't even cover it. I was like, yes, Pen. Yes.
I was so distracted. I'm like, oh my god. I'm like, I'm so good. Like, I just was like, they're out here. I'm like, when she was like mending his hand, I'm like, I can't even deal with this. I can't.
Yeah.
Like,
it's right in your face.
Someone made a TikTok of him he is staring there the whole time. Like you can see they made like a line.
I'm like, can we acknowledge? So yeah, the carriage scene, I loved when he goes down on his knees to give her because I'm like, Colin, you cannot. The way that they were arguing on that dance floor, I just noticed it on my rewatch. I'm like, they are getting loud on the dance floor. Colin, why? You know what I mean? I'm like, oh my god. So that the carriage scene was her running her hands through his hair. When he's
but again, his look that he gave.
I was like, I didn't like a lot of the carriage scene because there's so much close up of him, and I can't with his face. I'm like, let's put let's not.
I think he's handsome. Because I don't know, not as handsome. I don't know.
He is handsome. He needs facial hair for me. I'm really big on facial hair, and it just so in his interviews. He's looking real good.
That's what I'm saying. The boy be looking good, in day. It's just on screen as Colin. It's different because the highlight for me in the carriage scene was her. She was really loud too. I was like,
Penelope is the highlight of the whole.
Yeah, she is.
Couple
yeah,
she is.
I also really liked when John wrote that music for. Can we talk about that? Was top tier acts of Karen just. With this
when she runs home to go play it,
and she's so excited, and Violet sees that moment, oh my god,
she's already in love with him.
So excited. Yes. That's romance. That's what I've been wanting these last few years. And Francesca, I'm just completely obsessed. She's a scene stealer. Like when she's on screen and people are being mean about Francesca saying she's boring. And
What? I said we're loving her.
They're being so mean to her.
Oh,
On
I can't
threads.
back to her scenes. For that love story,
Yeah.
I mean, I could have just followed that. Like, let's just be honest
Me
here.
too.
Me too.
I'm favoring the romance between both of them. And the thing is so different. Like the fact that it's based on like gestures and like comfort in silence instead of these huge declarations of love. Because I love Anthony. His declaration to Edwina would stand out. His declaration to like the queen would stand out. The way that he defends like the Sharmas, all of that. And what he says to Kate, like tucked away, like all of that. Their banter was everything last season. But in this season, like John writing that music, them being able to just have a moment of peace and silence together, and this boisterous Bridgerton home when they first in the meet cute, and then when he comes to her, like I just feel like that sings on screen. And I really want a Smythe Smith musicale, and I don't think
Yes.
okay, it's in the books and it is so funny because you know they're horrible in the books. So they feel so bad for these girls who don't know how to play. And I know that wouldn't be like elegant or extravagant, but it would be absolutely hilarious. And like, you know, Francesca's a music galley. So like they both like music. It would be funny, but I don't think we're going to have it. But
and I liked when Hyacinth, like everyone was confused how they were sitting next to each other silent. And Hyacinth was like, well, maybe they love that.
Oh, yeah. I love that. I was telling my friend, I was like, that is my favorite romance so far in the whole entire show. I said, there's just something about so intimate when you can just sit in silence with someone.
Yeah.
Like, it was just, I'm obsessed. And they're going to break our hearts, right? It's going to be, I told my friend, I was like, I think Francesca's season is going to be the best season. I'm just saying it right now.
Well,
that's my favorite book.
So good. The best
top tier. Yeah.
That's so good.
I love it. Like they're both like introverts, but also people were saying they're kind of like the representation that we're getting. Like people were saying they seem like they're on like the neurodivergent, like something going on with both of those characters. And I loved how we had like other characters in here, like people communicating with sign language. We had like
the disability rep.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
That was so great. So I would love to see some queer rep in this.
Yeah. Like the fact that like Penelope's like first like almost suitor before the whole world blew up with like whatever was a man, like a sweet man in like a wheelchair. I'm like, yes,
and he was a fan. I was like, yes.
So good.
That's why I don't get why people were saying that they looked too modern, because I was like, I felt like that was Bridgerton's goal from the very beginning, was a modern historical. It gave like Hamilton how like there's people of color and how it's just like this modern twist to a historical story.
Yeah.
I agree with that. I don't get it either. I don't know. People are just kind of upset. I don't know. They're nitpicky this season. I was like, y'all are critics this season.
That was so I loved the same time. And I loved his chair at the ball. Oh my god, I loved his chair. He was everything. And I do feel like there were some songs, like I thought Jealous, they could have used that song so much better. I really was expecting that to be used.
Where did it play?
It was in episode 2.
Right after she met, like
when she was dancing with Lord Evelyn, like at the beginning of that ball.
I needed it more. I was so excited for it.
Yeah. So I was like, there were some, and then, you know.
And the fact that a Pitbull song was playing in the carriage.
I loved it.
I loved all the songs.
I loved it. I loved the dream sequence a lot. Like the dream sequence was like perfect to me. I loved that. I'm like, this is top tier. I kind of liked it a little bit. Like I liked the carriage scene, but I did enjoy the wet dream. Okay? The wet dream. It really was, because she looked fabulous. Like, I'm like,
I actually prefer that scene over the carriage myself.
It was a lot of Colin, though.
Yeah.
I love the carriage scene, and like there have been so many TikTok. Oh my gosh, I saw the TikTok yesterday that the actress, I think her name's Nicola, right, who plays Pen, like she asks, I don't know actors' names, but the guy who plays Colin, like during an interview, like, did you mean to only use those fingers to lift up my dress? And he's like, yeah, like he knew what he was doing.
Oh my god, I love it. And then my favorite part about it is like when they have that moment where they just like laugh. Oh my God.
Yes.
That brought back
love
the
that.
friends to lovers.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was like, this
Which
Well,
I was
is that
like,
this-
couldn't the guy kept the carriage going though? Come on. Like
Yeah,
you can
none
hear
of
what's
that
happening
was-
back there. Let's do a loop. Like,
you know
I
what?
was going to ask the scene. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just saying I have a crush on one of their like footman guys, and I'll have to take a picture of him. It's the guy. He's been in
Ooh.
every single season. He took Eloise down to the printing
Oh,
shop.
he's cute.
He's hot.
Oh, yes.
Hold on, I gotta
He
see
is a
him.
cutie.
Yeah, he's super hot. He always wears the white wig. Anyway, he would have kept vibing. He's fine. He got everybody's pin money, just like Penelope's lady's maid has everybody's pin money. She has all the secrets. I know she knows everything. But anyway, yeah. Sorry.
Oh, no, you're good. Is that the scene that they were talking about where they got too into it?
I was
and
wondering
then
that too.
Yeah, the carriage
Yeah.
scene was the one where they got too into it, and like apparently I saw an interview where like the carriage scene basically like they're supposed to go all the way up until they actually do the deed before they stop. And so they just kept going and going and then actually doing the deed. And so they finally stopped and they're like, "Did you hear us screaming? Stop."
Is that the person who was beating on the? Oh, he's cute.
Okay, yeah.
He kinda
Classic
looks like-
romance.
He kind of
Yeah.
looks like the actor who plays King George. And
True. Yeah, I can see that.
Oh, he is fine.
Oh, Queen Charlotte is like trending right now, so I love that.
That is.
I want
That's still
more
my favorite
Bridgerton
that they've done.
I want more
I love
Bridgerton stories.
Samantha, you need to watch it.
It's so. I feel like
It's so good.
it's a lot though.
It is.
It's a lot.
I'm just
I was
looking
not
at
prepared.
enough for that.
It's so good, but it's a lot.
It's
Yeah,
a lot.
it
There's definitely scenes I would not watch again. But I feel like it's out of all the love stories we've watched in this universe, like that is the most epic one.
Yeah.
All of them.
Are you
I
kidding
could
me?
do
Heavens
this-
and
I
earth?
could do like a little edit now that I know how to get the black screen off of Netflix. I can send you an edit of just Lady Violet and Lady Danbury's storyline because that's not sad, so you can get the tea on
Oh
the
yeah, because my sister was the one who explained that to me because she had seen Queen Charlotte and she hadn't read the book, so she was so excited to like tell me something. And I was like, yeah, I have no idea what they're talking about.
Yeah, it would be nice to have more context between Violet and Lady Danbury's dynamic for sure.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And yeah, because she was with that zaddy. Oh, that and their romance, it's hard, it's complicated because it wasn't as conniving. Wasn't they were a respite for each other. That was, anyway, different show.
That's juicy.
But I've had a good time with I really had a really good time with part one. I'm just like, because we have so many things lined up, like when is Violet gonna have this time? Because think about it, Colin's coming in with this engagement. She's gonna be planning a ball. We know that. I'm sure she doesn't know about what's going on with Penelope, but like, when does she have time with his mans? We know that we don't know that Anthony and didn't I see Kate and Anthony? I thought I saw them in the second one.
They're in part two.
In the trailer. So they're coming back. Like Violet's gonna be busy. So how is she getting busy? That's gonna be
which it didn't show any of Violet with like that guy at all in part two. And so I wonder if it's just gonna not happen.
Oh my god.
Because he's too much of like a playboy. And like I don't want him to hurt her. So I'm okay with him leaving if he has like other motives that aren't like, genuine to her. So we'll see.
True.
But maybe they might set it up for maybe he'll come back like next season, with her.
Mhm.
And
Yeah,
I mean,
because she's got to be in
the whole thing, like even to Gregory's book, like the very last book, is her just like undevoted love for her husband and how she never fell in love again.
Yeah.
But they set it up in the Queen Charlotte show that she's like ready and wanting somebody new. So I feel like they are now doing that now, which I kind of preferred it in the Bridgerton thing, like how her and Edmund were just like forever, but like they've already kind of introduced it and brought about her wanting to like have some fun. And like, I think she was talking to like Lady Danbury about like getting spicy and stuff, like in Queen Charlotte, like enjoying yourself.
Yeah.
So I feel like they're kind of giving people that now because they've already introduced it in the world.
That's true. That's a good point. Also, I was just wondering if anyone peeped when the Queen said that Edwina was matched abroad.
Yes.
I was like, go Edwina.
Top of the second episode, I was like, okay. The first time around, I didn't catch it. The second time around, I was like, I'm so happy for her.
I love that.
I did like that too.
Yeah, that was good.
I think her and Francesca closer than she is with Daphne and Eloise.
Oh, Violet.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
That's interesting.
Which that's what they connected with in Francesca's book, because they both end up, being left behind and losing somebody, their spouse.
well,
And
there's a scene. Oh, go ahead.
No, keep going.
Oh, I was gonna say there was a scene with Francesca like looking at her parents, and everyone was saying that was some foreshadowing there. I was like, oh yeah.
I think I want them to keep doing that. All of the conversations that they have next to portraits are always my favorite. All of the intimate moments by the portraits are my favorite. Like, there's a portrait we're getting to see. I'm sad.
The Anthony and Gregory moment in the past season when they talked about Edmund, that was it's so sweet.
Every time. So I'm like, I just need more portrait scenes if we're not going to be getting flashbacks. And
that's true.
You know what I do want? This is what I want from the second part. I want to know, at least if it's not in this season, in the future, I would love to see Portia, this like fierce mother who maybe isn't warm, but she's practical. I want to see her witness all of her girls have love matches, not just practical matches. I want to see all of her girls have children, and I want Penelope to have the son and inherit it all. And I want Portia to see like all of them in love, and her own expectations to just be completely unmatched, and her to be surprised. And I would love to see that. It would be just like so fitting for Penelope to be the one to get the love match, to be with a Bridgerton, to get the son, inherit it all. And I do want a moment between Penelope and Portia.
Yes.
Because that moment where she is sitting like a freaking oil painting by the window, and Portia comes in and she was like, why would you be so dumb to do this? Or, why would you think that you would be coming out? I thought you were just getting these dresses as a love. I was just like, Portia, I want like a motherly moment between them, because Portia's capable of that. But I can't wait to see that, because I think Prudence and I think they're gonna have girls. So
I think so too.
I had this bizarre theory at episode 1, because they introduced the heir thing, right? The heir for the Featherington. And so my bizarre theory, I was like, this would be crazy if this is what happened, and maybe this is why it's broken up into 2 parts. I had a theory that they had their love lessons or whatever, and then she got pregnant, and that would be the end of part 1. It's her financial.
Cool.
Oh, Penelope.
And then you find out it's the heir. That was my theory, and I was like, that is so wrong.
I would have been down with that. We would have had to have a lot more teach me to get to that point. I would have been
That's better
because
than
in the book they go all the way before, and that's why he proposes, right? In the in the carriage thing. Yeah.
So I think my theory makes sense.
It does make sense.
That means, to your theory, that means we're getting the mirror scene episode 5. I think that we're gonna go. I mean, we've had a little taste in the carriage scene. And then he's so quick to rush her butt in there.
Wait, someone was like, when he goes in there and he's like, his hand to be like, we're engaged. And I was like,
oh no.
They're feral on TikTok about his hand.
Yes.
Sir, where was your hand just at?
I swear I swear to God, they're gonna give it to us. They have to give it to us too. They're not gonna make us wait. Colin is not waiting. We can't.
His face.
And that would make sense as to why we're not getting any reveals. Like, Eloise, I can't help you right now. I'll tell him later. You know what I'm saying? That makes sense. We need to get in that mirror first, and then we can get later.
We need to get in that mirror first. I'm ready for this mirror scene. I mean, it's all I'm seeing it everywhere. I guess people have that still picture. And
were they not staring at a mirror in the cover of the read cover?
Yeah,
they are.
Oh yes, they are.
Did we all get those, by the way?
Over here.
Did all 5 of us get those?
Yeah.
I have mine. I didn't accept knocking down of furniture.
I don't think I got to accept that email. I did see it.
I just got my. I went to the front and I just got mine.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
Listen, I don't have any more room for books. I don't have any more room.
Okay, yeah, here it is. Yeah, it's
Oh, they look so good.
I feel like they did a little too much with the over processing on her on that. Like her a little bit on her face, but otherwise it's perfect.
They did. I love that dress. Her dresses are just beautiful.
I know the green looks so good on her.
It does.
Green and their whole house, like getting the green as well. It just like makes all of those Featheringtons shine.
I mean, and the green that she started with, well, that's more my tones. Like I love the lime green in the very beginning. I love that. That told me they're spending the money. Okay.
Yeah.
But and Cressida calling it cheap.
I know.
I'm like, oh, you would because your allowance has been cut. Got it. You know, we're just projecting.
She's just petty and acting out before she got learning some lessons and growing. You know.
I wonder how big her sleeves are going to be in the second part. I mean,
yeah. I saw them talking about like the costumes for her and how they were saying they were giving her like trapped in a bird cage vibes with her giant bell sleeves and all of that is what they were going for with her character.
Oh, yeah, good series.
I'll be honest, I do. I want to. I do want to see her. I want to see her with Lord Debling. I would understand, you know, why she would want that money and why she would do it. Like that's and I'm interested in seeing like what happens with her.
Me too.
Yeah. Before Lord Debling like proposed and asked for Penelope's hand, I was like, you know what? Portia and him would be perfect together. She just needs like some money in there and a man who takes off. Like those two could work.
I love that.
That is so true.
I will say his little like scene of like the fake storybook of how he would propose to her, I would have swooned. I would have been like, yes, marry me now, please.
I mean, for me, that's perfect. I don't need you in my face every day. We can talk about, I would love it. I'm like, that would be great for me. Like we don't, I don't
need to see you every day, sir. I do not need to see
you. For Colin already. Otherwise, that would be a perfect setup for her.
I'm okay with that, but she, you know, I want love too. So
no, I want Penelope to have love. If it was me, we're securing the match, and you know,
I would have been married. If it was me, I wouldn't have married Simon, Daphne. I would have married the prince.
Oh, that's what I'm saying.
Me too.
No,
me too. I'm with you. He's a prince.
I'm going for the title. Yeah. I'm going for the money.
I would have learned the court system and I would have survived. I would have been across seas with the prince. Done.
Exactly. And I would have been like Edwina. I can change him because Edwina was definitely on. I can change him in a That's what she was on.
We're not playing around here, but you know that's different.
Does anyone have any last minute topics or things they want to mention before the end of this? Or any comments below? We're all really excited if you couldn't tell for part 2.
Yeah.
I'm just excited for part of the writing team. You do.
Honestly, I think mine sounds more entertaining.
I agree. Because this whole Lady Whistledown thing, I'm just going to be a little like...
You know they're going to do it.
They're going to bring the drama.
I forgot Penelope passes out. Like, I cannot.
It's going to be so dramatic.
Yeah.
So anyone who's missing the drama, I think we're going to get it in the next part.
We're going to get it. And I know, Chris, so I'm interested in seeing how it plays out. I'm not happy that we got to wait a month, but I'm happy we got to discuss.
Yes.
Me too.
I'm entertained by this season. I've had a lot of fun with it. I've really not been like bored. I've been like trying to pick everything apart. I think they definitely made good on their promise that it's an ensemble show. I think that there's something for everybody, and they're gonna amp it up, I think, in the next part. So we shall see.
Yay!
Yes.
And then our next live show is on. Is it on your channel, Christy? Yes, it's on Christy's channel. And I think it's on Samantha's birthday, right?
I think it's June 22nd.
Yeah. So you can join us for the next one, and we're all going to be really excited for part 2. So
yes,
thank y'all so much for watching. Bye.
Bye.